What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Coming back at you with what is this, episode 6? Episode 6 of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard Deep Dive series. So, in today's episode, we're going to be covering another 4 albums. We're going to be covering Fishing for Fishies, we're going to be covering Infest the Rat's Nest, we're going to be covering KG and LW. Well, guys, Fishing for Fishies. This is it. You guys have been waiting for it. 10 out of 10. This album gets a perfect 10 out of 10. I've never heard anything like it before. Wow, it's amazing. It's the greatest album of all time, I think, maybe. It's a lie. Fishing for Fishies is not a 10 out of 10. You're insane if you think so. So first song is Fishing for Fishies. Good track, I would say, light and easy, enjoyable. Maybe like a 7 out of 10, like that really like just kind of nothing crazy. But next song is Boogeyman Sam. So this is still like a pretty simple song. It's got a nice guitar intro. They're bringing back the harmonica, which is really nice. I really do love that harmonica work that King Giz does. But I'm gonna say it's kind of uninteresting. Lyrics are kind of mid. Then we have the Bird song. Now the Bird song is pretty similar to the title track. It's got a pretty simple like piano melody going on. It's just kind of like about like how some things are bigger than others, I guess, and like the idea of like insignificance. So that's how that goes. Then you've got Plastic Boogie. This song is actually kind of awesome, talking about like the dangers of plastics and human industrial tendencies and how we're going to destroy the earth. This is low-key foreshadowing, so pay attention. I do actually like the guitars and the vocals. I would say it's like just barely like misses the mark of being like too repetitive. Then we have this song called The Cruel Millennial, and this is honestly exactly what you'd expect it to sound like. Kind of like good instrumentals, cringe ass lyrics talking about being a millennial and not being able to escape playing PUBG. Like, worst songwriting on this album by far. What were they doing? Pretty bad. I did not like this song. Next song is Real's Not Real. This is actually kind of a banger, low-key. Kind of catchy. That's maybe the weakest song in this back half, though. Alright, so moving on to This Thing. So this song and the 3 after it kind of start to remind me of the soundtrack of this game that I'm playing called Chrono Trigger. It's weird. I might be crazy, but I was like picking up on like weird like small subtleties that just kind of reminded me of the soundtrack from the games, where like it's like in the segments where it's like you're 20,000 years into the future and everything is destroyed and all that. So like it vaguely reminded me of that. So This Thing, my notes are, this sounds like an early Giz song if it didn't suck, and I give it a 9 out of 10. So pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. Then you have Acheron. The intro for this one also really reminds me of like the future dystopia music in Chrono Trigger. It feels like really ominous and like it's really slow, and then it builds back up and like it's a little cyberpunky. It low-key sounds like the Tron soundtrack in the back half of the song. Pretty good. I like that. Tron is my favorite movie of all time, so I did like the sound, I would say there. Then we've got Psy Boogie. It's alright. It's kind of similar to Acheron with like the electronic elements, but I think it's a bit more structured and upbeat. It describes like being like a sentient cyborg and like having like an existential crisis, literally what Hantayumi is, and like that's Hantayumi on the cover of Fishing for Fishies. So cool callback reference. Overall, Fishing for Fishies gets maybe like a good 7 out of 10. I kind of enjoyed it, but I did enjoy it. I would listen to it again. But I think this is kind of like if 12 Bar Brews didn't suck and they learned how to write more than 2 lyrics for a song. That's Fishing for Fishies. I know some of you might be devastated to know that I did not give it a 10 out of 10 like I had been hinting that I would. Moving on to Infest the Rat's Nest. This album is very different than Fishing for Fishies. This is a very like heavy metal kind of album. So first song, Planet B, really strong opener. I love this song. I love the guitar intro. It's fantastic. It's talking about the destruction of Earth and how there is no planet B to go to. This is a great song. Then the next song, this is a phenomenal song, Mars for the Rich. The vocals and the instruments on this song fit perfectly together. It's the catchiest on the album, I think. I listen to this one all the time. It's so good. Just talking about how like, all the rich people are going to fly out to Mars and all the poor people can't do that. So they're going to stay here on Earth while it dies and stuff. And then you have Organ Farmer. This one was pretty good. I think this one kind of feels like the most metal to me, although I don't really listen to a whole lot of metal. So this one might be, even though like I like it a lot, I think it might be the weakest on the album, TBH. It's pretty good, but I think most songs on this album are just way better. Then we have Superbug. This one really slows down. It's like really slow and heavy, talking about, you know, this crazy mutated like super disease that's like incurable and wipes out most of humanity because of the overuse of antibiotics, which is a very real and true issue in our society. The overuse of antibiotics really is a serious problem. Just think about the next time you decide to take a bunch of penicillin, the next time you a cold. It's your fault. Next song is Venusian 1. This is back, you know, fast and strong, kind of similar to Planet B and the guitar work. So like they're talking about deciding to leave the planet and try to go to Venus. I might take back what I said about Organ Farmer being the weakest track on this album. I think it might be this one, but I could go either way, I think. Then you have Perihelion. This is my favorite song on the album. This one is so good. It's the perfect amount of catchy and heavy. I love like the vocals in the chorus. Perihelion means like part in the orbit where you're closest to the sun on their journey to Venus. This song, I gave this song a 10 out of 10. This song is fantastic. My favorite for sure. Then you have Venusian 2. This one's really good also. Definitely better than Venusian 1. This one kind of gives me Nottingham vibes a little bit. Like it reminds me a bit of Nottingham Infinity. This one's, you know, very fast. Talking about finally land on Venus. We did it. We made it to Venus. Yippee. Next song is Self-Immolate. And they're talking about how, like, you know, going to Venus wasn't a good idea. Slow and long intro. And then it's like, boom. They get to Venus. It's like the worst thing ever. They all get sick and they're all dying. They're like, I wish I was dead. And they all get like super sick, I guess. Like they all get infected. They're burning. They wish they were burning in hell. They'd rather be dead. They all get sick. 8.5. Fantastic song. Then the last song, Hell. Talking about how, you know, they're in hell, basically. They're dying. It kind of fizzles out with like a minute left in the song and then it really picks back up again. This is, you know, a fantastic closer to the album. Wonderful, wonderful track. So overall, this album is going to get like at least a 9. We might have to do some restructuring, low-key, in our tier list. So stay tuned for that. Next up is KG and LW. They are essentially the second microtonal project, like Flying Microtonal Banana. So now we have KG and LW. Starting with KG. First song is KGLW. This was a song where I could feel like I could immediately actually notice the microtones as opposed to Flying Microtonal Banana. I don't know if I was like listening for it more, or it was just easier to tell, but I thought that was cool that I was able to, you know, notice it. This is like a short instrumental track, pretty solid, you know, seamlessly transitions into automation. Pretty awesome intro, actually, really good. There are a couple of goofy lyrics here, I think, talking about being a JavaScript person. I think they just looked up programming languages because you wouldn't make a person in JavaScript. Pretty stupid, but whatever. Not relevant, not entirely relevant. I thought it was kind of funny. I laughed a little bit. The human karma dinosaur inside a simulation statement. Kind of crazy. That's a bar for sure. 8 out of 10. It's a great song, I think. Minimum Brain Size is the next song. This is kind of like more low-key, but still like keeps a certain amount of intensity to the song. It's great. And then you got Straws in the Wind. This song might be the greatest song written ever. Straws in the Wind is not the greatest song in the world. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good though. It's more low-key and chill. I liked it. Then you have Some of Us. This song is pretty interesting. It's like a bit more upbeat. At the same time, it's a bit more ominous, talking about the destruction of everything and how like some people can see that and a lot of people don't, and just how like everything turns into dust. So interesting. Good song though. Then you have Ontology. This was, you know, much faster paced than Some of Us or Straws in the Wind for sure. This one's another like kind of like existential song talking about how like free thinking is overrated actually, and like what's the point of doing all this thinking for yourself? Do what they tell you to do, I guess. And then the guitar goes like crazy at 3 minutes in. Pretty good. Ontology is pretty cool. Then you have the next song, Introsport. This song is fire. Okay, I was not expecting this. Described as like Turkish house music. So like I thought it was like just like, you know, like electronic like EDM-y song. So good. It's like a little weird, and like if you're not like expecting it, you're going to be thrown off by it. But like my first listen through, I think it completely like sold the album for me. I was like, okay, this is awesome. Great song. I recommend listening to this. The next song is Odd Life. The guitar work here is pretty fire. It's cool. The bass is really nice actually. It's an odd life till you get it right. Pretty true, I think. It's kind of bars. Yeah, I liked it. Then you have Honey, like another like slower intro track, subtle harmonica, which I like also. You know, the bass line is pretty good. He's talking about like brewing mead, which is so relatable. I like everyone brews mead, right? Obviously, everyone's doing that. I'm sure you all are doing that. Last song is The Hunger Wolf of Fate, a fire song, actually. It's like so good. The guitar work is really cool. The crazy effects on the guitars. The song's talking about like just how you just kind of throw your life away. I feel like you're just mindless throwing away your thoughts, your deduction, your free will, like they talk about earlier in the album. And it's awesome. One of the lyrics are do it again so we auto cremate. They talk about that in Self-Immolate back in Infest the Rat's Nest. So that's a really great callback, I think. Fantastic song once again. Final rating, light 8 maybe. Really good. So LW, I think LW I would say is like a bit more consistent in sound than KG was. I don't know if I think it's better. Find out. First song is If Not Now, Then When. This is a great intro. It's got a nice, cool, fresh, funky beat, as they say. Solid, solid. Transitions into the next song, One, which like really slows down and the guitars come in really heavy. It's an awesome song. Pretty fire. Next song, this is probably my favorite on the album, Flora. This is a great intro talking about dying, I guess, and like the necromancer will be pleased to have your body in his army or whatever the hell. My favorite line is by far the final line. I exercise my right to die. That's bars, okay? I don't care what they say. It's a fire ass line. Probably like the best line on the entire album, in my personal opinion. That's crazy aura. Next song is Supreme Ascendancy. I didn't like this song at first, and then as I like listened to the album like 3 or 4 more times, it kind of grew on me. I think the instruments are really cool here. Like kind of sounds like they're almost like twinkling. I think it's a really interesting sound. I like this song. Next song, Static Electricity. This song has like a light intro. It's like decent. It gets better as like it goes on and ramps up. So I would say pretty solid. Nothing too crazy is going on. But then you have the next song, East to West Link, and also this song like kind of like uses like the same like bass melody and Static Electricity, so it's like really similar. Has its own like deviations and whatnot, but I think it's not all that interesting. Next song is Ataraxia. This is a really good song too. Probably like almost as good as Plura in my opinion. Really strong intro, slows down again. Kind of has like a good like up and down throughout the song. There are these like weird like synth lasers that I didn't like the first time around, and then I was like, okay, you know what? They're kind of fire actually. Solid song, great song. 8.5 maybe. See Me is a little interesting. The intro is like this light piano riff, and then it kind of builds up this drum roll, and then it launches into the song. Kind of just talking about being invisible. When you So it's that's just kind of how it is. They're talking about like being a shadow. How can anyone see me? I'm invisible. It's all right. Not too crazy of a song. It's okay. It doesn't really speak to me. The last song is KGLW again. So it's the same title as the first song on KG, except this one is like 8.5 minutes, and it's just drawn out, and it's just them saying KGLW over and over and over again. Like, I see the vision, but I wish I was blind. Why not just make it like 4 minutes? It's completely unnecessary. This song like kind of like killed my entire vibe, low-key. Like, where it was like, okay, like when is this going to be over? This might be a controversial opinion. I don't care. I was a little let down, or I was like, okay, this album has been pretty consistent, and then it throws an 8.5 minute song at you. It's really gonna end up bringing down LW's score. So I think LW is probably gonna get like a 6.5, honestly. Like, it has 2 great songs, 3 maybe, as opposed to KG, where it's like I can remember almost every single song. Like, I enjoyed them. I think KG had higher highs and LW had lower lows. For that reason, KG over LW, and that's just the fact of the matter. Without further ado, let's go ahead and put them on the tier list. Well, guys, here we are. We'll go ahead and start with Fishing for Fishies. I think what I'm going to do is Fishing for Fishies is top of B tier. Top of B tier seems like a reasonable location for Fishing for Fishies. I think we need to do some reworking of my S tier albums here. Something like this, maybe, where I bring Paper Mache to A tier here. This is going to be a little controversial, I think. Look at that. So now I think we're in a good place where we're ready to rank Infest the Rat's Nest. Easy S tier, I think. This album is awesome. It's so good. It belongs here. Maybe below Nonagon. We'll see. I might go back and revisit albums I haven't listened to in full in a long time, give them an updated ranking. With the exception of this one, I'm never listening to this one again. You can't make me do it. So this seems pretty okay to me. KG, I rated fairly high, I think. KG is going to be an A tier album for sure. That seems reasonable to me. LW got ranked pretty low, actually. We're looking at like a B tier LW. And like, it feels blasphemous to say that I liked LW less than I liked Fishing for Fishies, but the numbers don't lie. I definitely feel okay putting LW below Murder of the Universe for sure. Maybe actually this is a good place for it. I think I had to make S tier a little more exclusive here after having listened to Paper Mache a lot recently. I think, one, I may have also just burnt myself out of the album, because I did listen to it a lot, but I think also I realized that some songs just simply aren't as good as I thought they were. This time around, in order to combat the recency bias allegations, was I listened to all of these albums like once or twice, and then I went back and I listened to them again for like my final rankings in like random order, just to make sure like I wasn't like going in order and getting fatigued. Or I think this makes my rankings a bit more accurate. I think. Let me know if you want me to see if you want to see anything different in the way I rank or review them. That this is gonna be a bit of a weird spot in for our next episode. I would have liked to have done the entire set of 2022 albums in one go, but it is 5 albums in one episode, and I really don't think I could do it. I'm gonna split it up into 3 album episodes. I've been doing 4 back to back now, make it a little easier on myself. So this next episode will be Butterfly 3000, Made in Timeland, Omnium Gatherum, and then the next episode after that will be Ice Death, Heath Planets, whatever, Laminated Denim, and then Changes, I think. And then, I mean, we're almost done, actually, after that. So that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. That's cool. Yeah, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe or whatever, I guess. So I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.